Always been into making things, and
Right.
then when I worked at the coffee shop, I just saw so many plastic bottles being thrown away every day, and it was back we didn't even have recycling bins. I can't remember what year, 2007 I think it was.
Okay.
So yeah, like 10 years ago, they just go in the bin, and I just thought it's just such a waste. And I'd collect them, and I'd end up with like 2 bin liners full, but in just one day. And I just take them home and just try to make them into something else. Just lots of experimenting, a lot of designing through making. First thing,
Lighting
lighting's first thing. I was really into lighting, so I just saw as well with plastic bottles. So I did a lot of experimentation with them, and I found that if I sandblasted them, the surface would go from clear to like a frosted look, and it would diffuse light really well. So they were just perfect for lighting. So I've made so many different sorts of lights, and I've still got loads more in my mind, like that I want to make.
Wow.
It's just finding the time, and I kind of moved away from it a little bit, but then I'm always going back to it, like, oh, I'm making a light out of plastic bottles.
So here.
Similar to this, but in white. So I used to just have the natural colour of the bottle to start with.
This one here.
I've got one in white. I've got one in white for the car, because I took it home to put it. But yeah, this one here, called the Cola 10, made from 10 Crisco bottles. But yeah, it was in white first, and that was the first thing I did, where I cut the strips down with a pair of scissors and then tuck them back into the bottle cap, and then form into a sphere.
Must have been hard work to actually strip each bottle
down.
Well,
I do a larger size as well, with 30 bottles, so it takes quite a while to make. They are a labour of love, the lights. I made some chandeliers for the Olympics actually that were 2 metres wide. So that's
For the Olympics?
Yeah, that's 1.5 metres wide. And then for the Olympics, I made five of them in the end. 2 metre wide chandeliers.
Wow.
They were made quite differently though. They were like a circle of wood and then lots of bottles attached to them. They were for Coca-Cola for their hospitality centre, so they wanted it to scream. Make it look like Coca-Cola, whereas a lot of my other work, it doesn't look like the bottles anymore. They wanted it to look like the bottles still.
right at the end.
It's just an experiment made from the bottles before they become bottles. So they look like test tubes, and then they're blown into bottles. So I visited the factory where they make Coca-Cola bottles.
Yeah.
So people just collect them for me. I call them my bottle army. My main donor is actually an entire apartment block in town. They're all very well trained. They all know where to, in their bin room, where to put the plastic bottles and cans and stuff. And then about once a week I drive over and literally fill my whole car with all their plastic bottles and cans. So it's the entire apartment block collect them. But other than that, just lots of people like to collect them for me.
So many different colours. I mean, I've never thought of. I mean, are these all bottles as well, and those ones,
so
the purple ones?
Things like this, they are plastic bottles, but I sandblast them first. They go with the white colour, and then I sponge a dye on.
Oh, okay.
So I developed the sort of dyeing process over. I think it took like 2 years to actually finally nail it, kind of thing, to get the right dyes and things like that, so I can have whatever colour I want.
Oh, nice, excellent.
Yeah.
And these are all for sale, yeah?
Some of them are just experiments.
Because I see price tags on these ones.
Yeah, some of them, they've been taken from shops at and then popped here, but a lot of them are just experiments. You sometimes just make something and then want to come back to it later, so put it on the ceiling. I have my work in some shops in sort of Nottingham and surrounding areas. And then also a lot of my work's online, so people contacting me saying like that light a bit bigger or a different colour or something like that. So
Okay, that's really, really good.
Brilliant. And what are your favourites, would you say?
Right,
that's my favourite, yeah.
We saw this one at Nottingham Trent, it was amazing.
The ring on the inside isn't normally there, that's just there for travel, because
Yes, I can imagine.
we had to carry it down the street. I have to show you the pictures. There's like 4 of us carrying it down the street.
All the way to the uni.
5, including the person just standing and filming and pointing and laughing. But there's 2 of us underneath it like that, trying to carry it down, and we held it by the ring, so that's not normally there. But anyway, that one's my favourite, I think, because it was just so nice to watch it kind of grow. We took sort of making of pictures, and normally when I'm making something often I get sort of commissions from businesses, and they want me to make them something, and I have to kind of not show it on social media or anything like that until the end, and they sort of release it. Whereas with this, it was just kind of for me, and I wanted to make it for light night, so I release pictures every day of it being made when I was good at Instagram. And it just got so much, people just were really encouraging on social media. They really liked it, so that was just quite nice. As I was making it, I felt quite confident that it was going to look good at the end, and when we installed it, having all the things on the ground, I think it was sort of really...
So what has it got? They look like some studs. Is that what you use to kind of
They're
mold them
eyelets,
together?
so you get them on your shoes.
Oh,
so that's what you use to kind of piece them all together.
So you punch a hole, you get an eyelet, poke it through, and then you kind of squash it together. And then
wear gloves.
And wear gloves.
So
you get hurting hands and blisters and stuff.
wow.
And did the students from Nottingham Trent also help make this with you?
No, that
so
one
you-
was
they
just
were
myself and help from Lauren as well.
Okay.
So the installation itself, we just made here and then installed it, and then there was lots of workshops though on the night, and also the following week we did workshops. People got to make a little flower like similar to ones that were on the ground, and then take that away, and that was really popular. I think we had about 250
I saw
people
that.
on the
Yeah,
night.
we
There was,
just
like,
didn't,
queues
and they
of
had
people
like
trying to make
nail
it.
varnish. I
Yes.
think they could colour it all up
so,
and make these nice
nail polish
flowers.
is really good for workshops because it sticks to plastic bottles, so paint just flecks off. So it sticks to the plastic bottle, and also there's no like brushes to wash or anything. It's all self-contained.
Cool.
Yeah, this is
It's
really
nice.
cool.
I do like it.
Fantastic. No, seriously. I mean,
It's so different.
I'm speechless.
It's
Really.
very, it's
Yeah.
very funky, you know.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is,
also,
yeah.
you know, it's so eco because obviously you care about the environment and you're recycling and making something that looks so great. It's I love that one actually. I just realised that it's just like a standard, you know, pendant that you'd put the green one right at the top.
Yeah. I've been making one of those similar actually. I've got it over here. It's an order. That's how it sort of starts out.
Oh,
So they're a
okay.
2 litre plastic bottle, and just sandblasted and cut. So it's sandblasted on the other side, so then this side is shiny still.
So have you joined it all up together, or that's
Yes.
one bottle? Yeah,
So it's about 2 bottles in total,
yeah. And then you just
for
stick
that
on
one
the
part.
other bits.
and then it just goes together with all the other parts.
And then light, well, basically they can put a
Goes
light
on
in
the
the middle,
inside.
and you put the
There's a larger
rings to
version
space
here,
them.
Yeah, I think especially with
Daisy.
ones like that, you just can't tell it was a plastic bottle.
This isn't plastic bottles, is it? It looks
That
like
one
something else.
is our rubbish. So,
Oh, wow.
so we make rubbish lights from our rubbish. So you know, as I was saying earlier, these ones here, the laser cut base.
Yeah.
We laser cut that from a sheet of polypropylene, and then the rest of the sheet is left. And I think there's some over here actually. Okay. The rest of the sheet is just left.
Ah. Okay.
So then I've just mushed it all together to make a light.
That's
We
so
didn't want to just throw all
creative.
these sheets
That's-
away. I just thought that was, you know, there's no point in doing this if I'm then going to create lots of waste myself. Then I may as well try and recycle it myself as well.
Wow.
I wonder how it looks lit up, but they're not. Are they connected to wires?
That one
or-
isn't. Some of
Oh.
them are, but some of them have light bulbs. Hang on. We used to have them all on and all fancy when I moved in, and then as time's gone on, we're like, oh, I just need a light bulb, and we just haven't got a light bulb or something.
I love the flower one. That looks so cool.
Mm. And that one there, the far end. Wow. What's that made of? Plastic as well?
Which one?
That one there, the big
one.
Yeah, so melted plastic bottles. So
Yeah, it looks like they're melted.
yeah, but again, a bit of sandblasting, cutting with scissors, and then melt with a heat gun. It's used to like paint stripper.
It's amazing. I mean, I could just imagine that you'd walk in, and if you didn't know it was plastic bottles, you'd just think it's this amazing, very large chandelier in the middle of the room, just
Yeah.
like we thought with this one when we saw it lit up at Nottingham Trent. It's just such a clever way of, you know, doing things. Very different.
They're all girls. I know. They all have girls' names as well. This one is Bella.
I saw Daisy here.
This one's Daisy. Well, co-attendants are very girly, and it's called Bella because I used to make one called Ella, which is in white, and this was blue, so it was a blue Ella, so it was a Bella.
Oh.
I think they're quite fun and funky, and I quite like that. you don't automatically know they're made from plastic bottles. They're recycled. They don't look like a recycled product, like a second
Absolutely,
grade
yeah.
You
product.
just would not know.
I like that sometimes people don't know, and then they'll just appreciate it for what it is, and then they'll find out that it is recycled, and they're like, oh, I like it even more now. So I never sort of tire of people's reactions when they find out what it's made of.